Welcome back, Awakening Beauties. In this video, I'm sharing my current health journey and the things that I'm doing that are really making a difference for me right now. First thing I'm doing is prioritizing sleep. One of the biggest changes I've made that I'm actually sticking to on most nights is getting to bed by 9 p.m. Prioritizing my sleep has become of utmost importance to me, and by getting to bed at 9 p.m. enables me to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep on a good night, which fuels my workouts for the next morning. Better sleep is giving me the energy to get up in the morning and exercise, and it helps me to stay consistent with all my other habits. This didn't happen overnight, and it took time to build this habit because I was generally a person that would stay up until well past 11 o'clock. But gradually I moved back my going to bed time, and I also moved back my getting up in the morning time. This was a progression. It took time, it took building some healthy habits, but doing that has really transformed my whole day. The second thing I'm doing that's prioritizing my health, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and going to the gym 3 to 4 mornings a week. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you've been with me for a while, and if you saw the video I made at the beginning of the year on the things I'm not wasting money on, one of those was a gym membership. You don't need to waste your money on in 2025. Number one, gym memberships. And although it was true, I had ways of getting workouts through equipment that I already have, through a gym at my office building where I work, and I also was doing park workouts. But what I came to realize was that I wasn't getting enough weight in those park workouts where I was only using my own body weight. And also, when I went to the gym at my office, it was only after work. That's the only time that I could go there. And I found that there were so many ways that I was coming up with excuses not to work out by 5 p.m. So I figured if I'm going to work out, it's gonna have to be in the morning. And thus, I made the decision to join a gym around the corner from me. Getting up early and going to the gym and getting it out of the way really sets me up for the rest of the day, because now I've gotten it over with. I don't have to worry about doing it after work, and I love the results that I'm getting because I'm lifting heavier and heavier every time I go and really trying to build muscle, which we lose after a certain age. We start to dip, especially when we're postmenopausal. So I'm really loving how powerful and strong I'm feeling. This has been a good change for me and something I've been consistent with now for 6 weeks. Another thing I've been doing consistently over the past, almost a year on and off, was going for sunrise walks. When I joined the gym, I was actually going at the time that I used to get up and go for my sunrise walk. But I realized how much I was missing that time where I don't listen to anything, I don't listen to podcasts, I'm just outside at dawn and watching the sky get lighter, listening to the animals, and it's really just a magical time. I don't know how many pictures I've taken of sunrises, but I take a lot of sunrise pictures. And so I was missing that time, which is how I ended up setting back my gym time to be earlier than it was so that I could get home in time to still go for the walk. So going for that walk is also another way. It's almost like a silent meditation for me to clear my mind, to think about my day, and just really sets me up for having a great day when I do it. And it's something that I love and don't want to give up. Another thing I've been doing since the beginning of the year is when I go for my walks, I wear a weighted vest. And I got this one on Amazon, and it's an 8-pound weighted vest, and it just fits me really nice. I am very busty, but I'm petite, so I have a small torso, and this one fits me just great. And I've seen a lot of other people talk about this weighted vest, and I will link it below. In fact, any products I'm talking about in this video, I will link below. This is not a sponsored video. I've paid for most of these products myself, and any were gifted to me, I will let you know. Another thing I'm doing that's really helping me to build a healthier life is to get on my mini trampoline a few times a week. I love my Cellerciser. I've had this mini trampoline brand for over a decade, and I've talked about it in multiple videos. I'll link those videos below in my description box in case you want to watch them. And I believe in this brand. I think that this is the best one on the market. If you're really serious about your health and a mini trampoline that you will not get injured with due to faulty springs or bungees that can pronate your ankles, and a lot of other issues that you can get with some of those bungee cord units. So there's so many benefits of a mini trampoline, of rebounding exercises. I won't get into all of those benefits here because I have made so many other videos about it, but it is something that I believe in and I'm keeping in my routine. Something else I'm doing that I'm trying to incorporate into my health journey is to get into the infrared sauna at my gym. And I really love when I do take the time to get in there, especially after a workout, to help loosen up my muscles and sweat out some of those toxins that we accumulate. Some of the benefits include improved circulation, muscle recovery after a workout, support in detoxifying your body, and skin health also. So lots of great benefits from infrared saunas, and when I do get in it, I love how I feel afterwards. There's a lot of things that I've been building into my routine as far as my nutrition and supplement, so I'm gonna just talk about some of those things here. One of the main things I'm doing is focusing on protein. Everybody's talking about how important protein is. Here are a few ways that I'm incorporating protein into my diet. So I just got back from the gym, and then I took my walk wearing my weighted vest, and now it's time for some protein because I've been hearing that you need to have protein within a half hour to 2 hours after a workout, and I know that I'm going to be getting ready for work and going to work. I'm not going to be able to eat anything until after I get to work. Since I'm not a early morning breakfast person, the easiest thing I have found is to just make protein shakes. I normally add a half or a third of a frozen banana, but I didn't have a chance to freeze my banana, so just gonna put a regular banana in there. I like the added flavor. I like this brand, Elmhurst, because it's just almonds and water. Right now I'm using Jocko protein powder. I like the chocolate flavor. I like to put it in a nice container. Little ice cubes. Sometimes I like to add some peanut butter. So this is organic, very simple ingredients. Cheers. That's really good. So this tastes pretty good. It helps me get some protein first thing in the morning, and it's very easy to do. So I'm having my shake around like 7 a.m. and I know it's gonna be another 2 hours before I get to work. So I wanna make sure that when I get to work, I have a breakfast ready for me. So I've been taking eggs. Sometimes I use my little egg cooker that I've talked about a lot on this channel, how much I love it, to make hard-boiled eggs. Take a couple hard-boiled eggs, a half of an avocado, a handful of cherry tomatoes. Oh my God, the flavor bombs that have been out all summer are so delicious. And sometimes I'll take a little turkey or chicken sausage with me. I'll fry it up in the pan and just put it in there. So then if I do that with the fat and the protein from my second breakfast, I'm like a hobbit. And I'm hobbit sized. When I do that, it really sustains me so that I'm not hungry and snacky all throughout the day. At lunch, I will try to get a lean steak, or I'll take a chicken breast to work with me and then maybe eat it with a salad or some other vegetable. It's just become really important to me that I take my own food for the majority. My office does order lunch every day, and it's a perk of my job that my employer pays for that. But I really try not to order too many things with the rest of the girls because you just don't know what they put in things. So if I do order anything, I try to order like vegetables, steamed vegetables, and make sure I get a nice, healthy, lean protein. Most of the time I just bring things with me. Another way I'm trying to get protein is if I am in a really big hurry and I don't have time to make my lunch, or if I'm hungry in the afternoon, I found a couple of protein sources I think are really good. First of them is this Paleo Valley beef sticks. What I love about Paleo Valley is that it's free from citric acid, there's no soy or corn, no MSG, no artificial preservatives. Their beef is never given antibiotics or steroids, and this is 6 grams of protein, and I'm striving for 120. I'm trying to get to 120. I know it needs to be more than that. I know I need to be up to about 150, but listen, I'm on a journey. This is just what I'm doing. So I'll eat 1 or 2 of these to help get some of my protein. I found these Aloha bars, which I find very, very good. This is chocolate mint. I like some of their other flavors better. Like they have a peanut butter chocolate one that's really good and a maple one that's really good. I'll link everything below. It's got 220 calories, 14 grams of protein, so that's pretty good. And these are very delicious. You know, you don't want to have these for every meal, but in a pinch, it's nice to have something with you if you get hungry and you just need to eat something and you also need to get more protein in. I just recently got this one. This is from a brand called David Peanut Butter Chocolate Chunk, and it's got 28 grams of protein and only 150 calories. Now, I'm all saying, it's not as delicious as the Aloha bars. But it's got more protein and it is very filling. When I eat one of these, it's very filling. And I just like that it has 0 added sugars and, like I said, only 150 calories and 28 grams of protein. So these are some good protein sources that I've been leaning on. Another protein source I've been leaning on is cottage cheese, which I haven't had in years. And then I just bought myself a tub of cottage cheese. I've been taking a little bit of fresh fruit sprinkled into it, and I'm like, oh my God, why did I stop eating cottage cheese? It's so good. It's so creamy and delicious. So that's another thing I've been eating. Sometimes at breakfast with my egg breakfast, I'll have some cottage cheese. So I've really been prioritizing protein, striving to get between 100 and 120 grams. I mean, that's a start for me. It's not easy when you've not really done that before, but I feel like the things that I'm doing between my protein powders, my collagen protein that I put in my coffee, taking some protein bars with me, it's not like an everyday thing, but it is something that I supplement with, and those Paleo Valley beef sticks, those are all really helping me to get protein. Some of the other nutritional things I've been incorporating, getting more water and getting electrolytes into my system. It's so important for us to have electrolytes. So here's how I'm doing it. One of the things I have changed is I got a bigger water bottle. This is a 32-ounce water bottle, and I love that it has the little handle and you can flip the top. My other water bottle I had to unscrew, and when you're at the gym, like, You just don't want to be like unscrewing and screwing things back in my humble opinion. But anyways, you can flip the top, and then it has a little hole here that acts as a straw, and then you can sip out of this one. And it works really well. I was kind of afraid like that it was gonna choke me because maybe too much water would come out, but it actually doesn't. It actually, they've done a great job with this Oswala. Yeah, no, Owala, that's the brand. The next thing I've been doing is, yes, drinking more water, but to really stay hydrated, I've been putting in an electrolyte. None of this is sponsored. I just happen to like Element. I know there's some people don't like it, that's fine. But for me, I noticed that when I drink this, I noticed that I don't, that my energy kind of stays up and I don't have the energy dips the way I was. So I do feel like it's really helping me to keep my energy throughout the day. And I like all the flavors. I just got a multi-flavored pack. This one I think is watermelon. And normally I don't like watermelon flavor, but this one's not bad. Next thing I've been doing is some creatine because I've been building muscle, I'm working out, and so this is supposed to be really good for helping you build muscle a little faster. It also supports brain cognition. So there's a lot of benefits. I got this brand Momentous. Again, not sponsored. I paid for all of this with my own money. Shake it up. Refreshing. As you saw from that footage, I also am putting creatine into my bottle of water when I go to the gym. And there's so much research that has been done on creatine. In fact, it's one of the most researched supplements out there. So there's a lot of data backing up the importance and the mechanisms and also the effectiveness of when you're trying to build muscle of taking creatine. And you don't have to be one of those meathead bodybuilders to take creatine. We over 50 women need creatine too. Another thing that I'm building into my healthy habit routine is getting on a vibration plate. And this was gifted to me by this company. I will link it below. And there are great benefits of getting on a vibration plate. From improving your lymphatic system, we sit all day long. Our lymphatic system doesn't have a pump the way that our heart does. Things just get stagnant in our body. And the vibration plate just helps to shake it all up. And also it can help if you want to work out on it. There's some evidence that it can help to build muscle faster. But one of the bigger benefits is for muscle recovery, that there's been a lot of data to show it does help your muscles recover faster so that you're not as sore. This is what it looks like from up here. Not very pretty, but you can increase the speed. I'm only on the lowest speed right now. You can increase it by like 30. Yeah, this button increases it by 30. I just watched a really good video about the benefits of a vibration plate. I'll link that also because she was a nurse and I felt like she gave a lot of good information about a vibration plate. But just make sure that you're checking with your healthcare provider to know whether this is safe for you, because there's some conditions that it wouldn't be safe for, such as if you were pregnant, some other conditions that wouldn't be necessarily safe. So just check to make sure that it's safe for you. So as you saw in that footage, It does have different settings. It goes all the way from like 1 to 100. My suggestion, go low and slow, because I did find that my back was hurting the day after I first used it, and I was just testing it out to see how vibratory, is that a word? Anyways, if it was gonna knock me off the plate or not, all the way up to the highest level, and it didn't. But you know, I think I have to say that I do think it was from the vibration plate, because I wasn't doing anything different. I didn't go to the gym that day. So, you know, just go low and slow, check with your own healthcare provider to see if it's safe for you. The last thing that I'm gonna share is that I invested in this product called a HUME body pod. I wanted to know, what is my body fat percentage? What is my muscle percentage, my muscle skeletal percentage? I had been seeing a lot of advertisements about this product, but then when I went and watched some videos that people had made, I was quite impressed with how close it was to measuring people's body fat percentage compared to very expensive ones that they own. So I wanted to know, and this is a way for me to track my results so that I have concrete results, because you know, the results on your scale, I like numbers, I like data, and the numbers on the scale don't necessarily reflect all of the changes you're making, the reconstitution of your body, as it were. So we may be losing fat and gaining muscle, and the scale isn't moving any which way. That's sort of depressing, isn't it? And what was even more depressing was when I got on my body pod for the first time, and I got a very poor rating, very low rating, and my overall health rating. And I knew my body fat was pretty high, and that didn't surprise me. But when it gave me my metabolic age as 60, yeah, I was floored. I was upset, and I was like, well, there's only one way to go from here, and hopefully that's onward and upward. And so I have had it for 2 weeks, and did measure myself again a week later, and I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know how accurate this is. I think it's pretty accurate, but my overall health rating went up by a few points, and my body fat, though, went down by like 5%. My metabolic rate stayed at 60, though, because, you know, I am very overweight. I'm very overweight for my height and my age. So anyways, I love this. Again, not sponsored. I wish they would have sponsored me. I reached out and I tried to get a hold of somebody, but nobody responded back. But like I said, for me, this gives me concrete numbers, lets me know how my body composition is, if I'm building muscle, how much water weight I have. If I'm dehydrated, it will kind of let you know if you're dehydrated. And I think that this is a powerful tool, and I'm using the free version of the app. I don't have the paid version, which there's even more features available on the paid version, but I'm just sticking with the free version for right now. So that's what I'm doing right now. All of these little changes I've just been making over the past few months. Small incremental changes that over time are going to build up, I believe, for big results. If you're also over 50, postmenopausal, let me know what you're doing that's helping you. I'm just trying to follow the best advice of people that I trust that seem to be giving really good information that's helping people. So that's what I'm doing right now. Well, thanks so much for being with me. I really appreciate your time. If you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you back. So guess what? It's free. So hit that subscription button. And if you've liked this video, I'd really love it if you gave me a like. That way, I know this is something that people are interested in and I can continue making videos like this. Well, that about does it for me. Again, I do really appreciate your time. I'm gonna put a video up here that I think you might enjoy, and then YouTube's gonna suggest something to you as well. So I'll see you over there. So until next time, you're rocking it, you're slaying it in life. I just know it. And you're doing great.